Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. What makes today so exciting? It is the fact that it's a double-headed day, two games and two very different kind of chaos that we're going to witness tonight. On one side, you've got Sunrisers Hyderabad. That's a team that's already lived through both extremes this season. They have blown everyone away in one game and have been absolutely dominant the next. They're explosive, they're unpredictable, and when they click, they overwhelm everybody. But standing in their way tonight is Lucknow Super Giants, a side that is still very much trying to figure itself out. The pieces are there. The bowling is dangerous, but the question is, can they put it together and put it to good use? And then we shift from that to the next game in the evening, which is the Southern Derby. Royal Challengers Bangalore versus Chennai Super Kings at the Chinnaswamy. You've got one team that is flying, they are full of confidence, and they are chasing 200 run scores like it's routine, and the other one is still searching for answers. So, two contests, and I'm going to start with you, Shomik, and I really want to flip the script and start the show with predictions. When it comes to the first game, SRH versus LSG, what is your prediction?
See, LSG have won the toss. Rishabh Pant has won the toss, and he has elected to bowl. But if you look at this venue has always been a high-scoring affair. The last time, this is pitch number two where this game is going to be played, and on this pitch number two, last time when there was an afternoon game and Sunrisers Hyderabad batted first, they hammered 286. So I'm not a big fan of chasing, especially at high scoring venues in day games because the dew factor will not come into play. Once again, I think it is because um, LSG's bowling is not that. I mean, it's a bit topsy turvy. Maybe he batting is their strength. Like Sunrisers Hyderabad, also top order has been their strength. So Rishabh has backed that, and Rishabh has decided. That he would rather prefer to put the batting unit under pressure than the bowling unit. But once again, if LSG will have to win this game, they will have to uh, take care of Hyderabad's top order. If uh, two of their four players at the top, I mean, their openers plus Ishan and Heinrich Klaassen, they fire, Hyderabad will take the game away from them. Simple. The first batting first, and they know every blade of grass at this venue. If two of the top four fire, then this game is gone for LSG, I guess.
Let's see what happens. Ashok, your predictions when it comes to SRH versus LSG?
See, first, I think the decision to field first is perhaps because if you look at all the 10 odd matches that have been played, it's really been a chasing team, going to victory. That's been the trend, and perhaps that's what driving it. But I agree with Shomik that a day match is a very different kettle of fish, and at Hyderabad, it tends to be high scoring games. LSG's ability to restrict the top three, Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan. I'm not sure that the bowling is quite there to be able to do it, and therefore it's a bit of a gamble. As far as LSG goes, I think I'm still not clear in terms of the batting order. Rishabh Pant came in to open the innings the last time around. I don't know if that was a one-off against Delhi Capitals, given that it would be a left-hand, right-hand combination, or it's going to stay. I think Rishabh Pant said that it's a 50-50 decision and that he would continue to be in the top three. Nicholas Puran is woefully out of form. So it's going to be a little difficult if you ask me, and therefore I think the odds are in favor of SRH for sure.
Shorjani, what about you?
Before sorry, Gargi, I beg your pardon, but even more power in the SRH batting order because Liam Livingstone is playing.
Oh,
Liam,
I was just looking at Ishan Kishan's quotes here. Yep, Liam Livingston comes in and Harshal Patel comes in. So with these two changes, Shorjani, does that impact how you're predicting this game?
My predictions have been bad in the past two matches. Like all the teams that I've predicted for, they've lost. But if I talk a little about SRH, I think I was present at the previous match that they were playing against Kolkata Knight Riders, and all the panelists mentions SRH have a strong batting unit. Be it Travis Head, be it Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Henrik Klassen. So the top order it is stable. And what we have to keep in mind is that they have big names as well as all these batters have performed. They have scored big runs. But on the other hand, LSG, they've only played one match. But when you look at their top order, they have Mitchell Marsh, they have Rishabh Pant, they have Aiden Markram, Ayush Badoni, and all of them. They have big names, but these batters have not performed. See, the only batter who has performed for LSG so far has been Mitchell Marsh, and Abdul Samad has also played like a small cameo. But I think the top order collapsed in the previous match. And on the other hand, if I talk a little about the bowling, I think SRH, they have a better bowling lineup as well, because we saw how Ishan Kishan, in the absence of Pat Cummins, he was doing a good job and he managed the bowlers really well. David Payne was given a few overs, and then we saw the spinners coming in, and then Shivam Kumar, he was really impressive as well. I mean, he did not take any wickets. He was a little expensive, but I think initially he bowled really well. And Ishan Kishan, on the other hand, also he was doing a good job managing the bowlers and bringing in the bowlers as per the requirement. So I would say that the odds are in the favor of SRH today.
Okay, so when it comes to LSG, there is one change. M. Siddharth is coming in for Anrik Nokia. Okay. And we have the playing 11 as well. So let's go. Mitchell Marsh for LSG. Mitchell Marsh, Aiden Markram, Rishabh Pant, M. Siddharth, Nicholas Puran, Abdul Samad, Mukul Chaudhary, Avesh Khan, Mohammad Shami, Prince Yadav, and Digvesh Singh Rathi. For Sunrisers Hyderabad, Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head, Ishan Kishan, Heinrich Klassen, Liam Livingston, Aniket Verma, Nitish Kumar Reddy, Harsh Dubey, Shivang Kumar, Harshal Patel, and Jaydev Unadkat. So LSG is opting to bowl here. So Ashok, how are you looking at uh, LSG's bowling attack at the moment? You've got a Avesh Khan who was Avesh Khan in the playing 11 last time in the last game? No, right? So
No, no,
Avesh
no.
Khan is coming in,
It was Mohsin
and
Khan. Mohsin Khan
yeah,
has
yeah,
bowled.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um,
that does that bolster their bowling? What are your thoughts?
Uh, First of all, I think Nokia went for quite a few runs, which is why the change perhaps. But see, it's a little tricky because both Travis Head as well as Abhishek Sharma can really take the bowling apart at the top of the order. If you balance it out versus spin or pace, maybe Travis had a little better against pace bowling, but we've seen that as far as LSG's pace bowling is concerned, it's not been all that effective, and therefore, in the power play overs, even if one of them, Abhishek or Travis, gets off to a flying start, I think they will be able to continue the momentum, and therefore. I keep saying this that in the modern format of the T20 game, the ability to pierce through and win, get some early wickets is going to be very crucial. On paper, I'm still not so confident when it comes to LSG. Um, I would say that it's really going to be an ability to break through the top three and arrest that power play rampage that SRH is capable of doing. And without that, it's going to be very difficult.
Shorjani, how are you looking at LSG's bowling lineup? Do you think now with Avesh Khan, so Avesh Khan, Mohammad Shami, does that make a lot of difference when it comes to the pace department? That duo?
I mean, we all saw that Mohammad Shami was leading in the previous match. I mean, I think he bowled his quota of overs within the first 10 overs. He was done. He had already bowled 4 overs, and he was the one who initially took the wicket of KL Rahul in the first ball. And Mohammad Shami has been an excellent touch as well. In the domestic format also we have seen he's taken wickets. He's continuously showed up for his team, and he was economical as well. So Mohammad Shami is a key part of Lucknow Super Giants, and I think he's the one who leads the bowling attack. And now that Avesh Khan is there, I mean, definitely Avesh Khan will also have a big role to play. But then you also have someone like a Prince Yadav, who's there leading the pace attack with Mohammad Shami. But yeah, definitely Avesh Khan is going to have a big impact. But again, on the other hand, Nokia was a little expensive, but I still don't understand why Nokia was left out of the team and why Avesh Khan was brought in.
Shomik, you're looking at a match in Hyderabad. We know that the wicket is flat. LSG have three fast bowlers in here. They've got Mukul Chaudhary, they've got Avesh Khan and Mohammad Shami. Do you think this is? I don't think SRH has gone the last 5 games, if I'm not wrong, without scoring 200 runs. So, are you expecting another, 200 plus score?
Yeah, on this page, if it is a traditional Hyderabad pitch, I mean, 250 is fast score. If it is a traditional Hyderabad pitch, and they have the batting power to do that. I was very impressed with Abhishek Sharma in the game against KKR because I mean we all have seen that during the World Cup he was not quite connecting the ball. Final was when he rediscovered his form, but the way he was batting, and I still believe he was not out in that game. The catch was taken on the half volley, but Nitin Memon's interpretation was different, and he is the man that matters. So, but the way he was batting, and Abhishek Sharma was livid. In fact, after he was given out, he was livid. But the way he was batting, I think he has now rediscovered his touch. And if he continues, and if Travis said, if the stays for if the duo, if the partnership stay there for about 7 or 8 overs, mayhem. It could be mayhem, absolute mayhem. And on this pitch, basically, bowlers barely have a chance. If someone is considering about 10 or 11 runs per over, I mean, you just have to sympathize with him because if it is once again, if it is a traditional Hyderabad pitch, bowlers should barely have a chance. But two factors surprises Hyderabad in their bowling lineup have two very good spinners. Harsh Dubey, I believe he will go on and play for India someday. He's a very good bowler, someone who can perform under pressure. And the other one, Shivang, that left arm wrist spin is a rarity. And the control he showed, I was impressed with the control he showed. So from that point of view, but Gargi, maybe, just maybe, we need to talk a bit about the curious case of Mayank Yadav. Where is he? I mean, we know he has been pretty injury prone. He was injured, then he came back from 156. His pace dropped to 136 because maybe if you were bowling around 150, his body was not supporting that. And now, before the season, we are told that he is absolutely fit and fine. But where is he? So it is a bit of a curious case. Maybe we need to talk a bit about him, Mayank Yadav.
Ahead of this IPL season, I did say that looking at the T20 World Cup, I'm excited to see what the new gen fast bowlers have in their kitty. But so far, you're right. Where is Mayank Yadav? I did mention Mayank Yadav as one of the names that I'm looking forward to watch alongside a Vaibhav Arora as well. I wanted to see how much pace they're clocking because Vaibhav Arora has been focusing on getting to that 150 mark. But no idea. We don't have an update from the franchise. We don't have an update from NCA. So good question there. Ashok, if
In fact,
yeah,
if I
sure.
could just add on something to that, I was just looking at. I think Dale Steyn had done an analysis of all these bowlers, the young fast bowlers to look to, and if you look at the first 9 or 10 matches of the IPL, I don't think any of them have really cut it. I mean, look at Kartik Tyagi, for example. Look at Mayank Yadav, not quite there in the picture. Brijesh Sharma, I think, was in the scheme of things. So Vaibhav Sharma, you mentioned. I think as it unfolds, perhaps we will see them coming into play. But as of now, not really in the thick of things.
Yep. Okay, let's take some comments. Lots of comments that have already started coming in. Freaking awesome is saying SRH is like West Indies. They can bat aggressively and have a good batting depth but because of the mediocre bowling, they need to score extra every time. It is the exact opposite to old SRH. Yeah, I think that's a good comparison there. They completely switched their template, but now the point is, even if they go out there and score 250, will they be able to defend it, especially on a track like Hyderabad?
So, if I could quickly respond to it, I think I've maintained that SRH has identified that top order batting, even the middle order with Klaasen, and Keith Verma has come out pretty strong. I think they have identified that their ability to get to a 230, 240, 250 is their competitive advantage. But I think in the last match, if I'm not wrong, they did experiment. They brought on Abhishek Sharma. They had Harsh Dubey. Nitish Kumar Reddy actually contributed with two very crucial wickets. Now they have Liam Livingstone coming in. And if I'm not wrong, they had employed 7 of their bowlers. So I don't want to call it experimentation, but they're open to trying out new things. And therefore, that would be my biggest argument, that they perhaps know that till Pat Cummins joins them, they will need to do these experiments, and they're open to do it.
Shailesh here is saying LSG 55% and Rishabh Pant will score 80 runs. Wow. Shorjani, do you feel the same way?
I mean, Rishabh Pant, even when he was opening in the previous match, he was a little hesitant. I mean, he did not look very confident, and the way he got out was really unfortunate. He was standing in the non-strikers end and he got run out. I would definitely want him to score runs, but based on what I saw in the first match, I don't think Rishabh Pant is in excellent form. He was looking a little scratchy, so we have to see how he performs today.
Shomik, did you have something to add?
Yeah, Gargi, we would love to see Rishabh Pant scoring runs because we all like him, we all love him as a cricketer, and he is, at the end of the day, he is a generational talent. He is a generational talent. So if and as I have always maintained, that it is for him, he will have to open in this format. I don't know whether he will open today. The way the team sheet has been put out today, it says, as per the team sheet, that Aiden Markram and Mitch Marsh are opening and Rishabh at number 3. That's how the team sheet has been put out. But batting order may not necessarily follow the team sheet. Eventually LSG got Rishabh Pant's batting order right, and the way he was dismissed in the first game, pure bad luck, pure bad luck. So, if Rishabh Pant gets going, he is very, very exciting. And that's excellent news for Indian cricket. I always try to look at bigger picture because IPL in isolation means nothing to me. Okay, whoever wins, it is about Indian cricket. It is about the bigger picture. If Rishabh Pant gets back into form, if he scores 100 today, that's excellent news for Indian cricket. And that's how I look at the IPL. Whether LSG are winning or Sunrisers Hyderabad winning, I'm not too bothered. Anyone can win. But we are here to witness good cricket. And if that contributes to Indian cricket, it's a win-win situation.
Let's switch to the next game now, the Southern Derby, the one that everyone will be waiting for tonight. Absolute chaos will ensue in Bangalore at the Chinnaswamy, RCB versus CSK. Ashok, I'll start by asking you this question. RCB have made 200 plus chases look easy peasy lemon squeezy this season. Do you think they have the most complete batting unit this time around, and the last season as well? Because if you look at it, if you look at the last 5 games they've won, not I know the last season is irrelevant, but at the same time their win percentage is really high right now, and they'll be riding in with a lot of momentum.
Oh yes, I think RCB defending champions, and they're really playing like they are here to stay. Uh, I mean, if you look at just the first 2 matches, I think the stamp of authority with which they have gone about their business, clearly in terms of batting, they are very clear in terms of what they're trying to do. And if I'm not wrong, Josh Hazelwood is perhaps going to get that chance to play. So they look like a comprehensive team. Chennai Super Kings, on the contrary, is struggling in all departments, and it's really I've written about this also, which is that you need to quickly identify what you are standing for and then execute to that plan. CSK is currently a little out of whack, if you ask me. This is in sharp contrast to about 4, 5, 6 years ago. If you remember, Chennai Super Kings used to come into Chinnaswamy and they were overwhelming favourites to win every time. How the tables have turned. If you look at Virat Kohli's form, if you look at that innings that Devdutt Padikkal played, I think RCB is looking good in terms of batting.
Shorjani, if I was in that, yes, Shomik.
Gargi, just my 2 cents. Basically, I think there has been a paradigm shift for Royal Challengers Bangalore in
Mm-hmm.
terms of their entire thought process. I mean, 2 seasons back, until 2 seasons ago, their thought process used to be a bit muddled. It is about Virat Kohli and the rest. It is about Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is our biggest brand. Virat Kohli is the superstar. And it is about Virat Kohli and the rest. From last season onwards, they have been reveling in clarity, absolute clarity. Virat Kohli still there is still their biggest brand, their biggest star, but it is no longer be all and end all as far as Virat Kohli is concerned. It is a team. It is a team where everyone contributes. Be it Phil Salt, at this moment in time has not been scoring that many runs, but maybe he is just one big knock away from returning to form. This team and the way they have set up their team, a generational talent like Jacob Bethel is warming the bench. And somehow going ahead if Phil Salt doesn't regain his mojo, they can easily slot in Jacob Bethel. You look at Josh Hazlewood. He missed the first game. Jacob Duffy replaced him and he returned with the man of the match award. So that's how they have complemented, and that's how they have taken care of their bench strength also. So RCB for the last 2 seasons have been a side that is reveling in clarity, and that's the biggest change.
Shorjani, the question that I was going to ask you was if I was in that CSK camp tonight, I'd be very worried for the bowling unit because this is Chinnaswamy, small boundaries, flat tech, RCB in front of you, Virat Kohli in full form, Devdutt Padikkal also doing well, Rajat Patidar has been scoring, and they've got good finishers as well. So, what do you think is the way out for CSK? Are you expecting any changes in the bowling unit?
Well, if I have to talk a little about before I answer your question, I would definitely say that RCB, they are a very good team. They are a very strong team this time, and like Ashok sir mentioned, they are playing like the defending champions. The way they scored against SRH in the first match, it was really exceptional. Phil Salt, even though he was not being able to score many runs, we all know what kind of a player that he is and what he can do when he actually starts hitting and when he gets going. And then you have Virat Kohli and Devdutt Patikal, they were exceptional. Whereas on the other hand, CSK, I Khalil Ahmed, he was there, he was trying Matt Henry. I mean, the match that they played against Punjab, the bowling unit, it looked very weak, and I definitely feel there should be some changes. The pace attack is a big question for CSK at this moment because Matt Henry, he was leading the pace attack, but he was very expensive. He gave he had an economy of over 13 runs if I'm not wrong. But then you brought in Rahul Chahar as an impact player, and then he was also expensive. So I think the bowling is a very big concern for CSK at this given moment.
Shomik, there's a question here. Abhay is asking, are many teams unable to use or understand the impact player, especially GTMI, LSG, CSK? Um, I will also have another question for you. As an audience, it's almost given who the impact player is going to be. It's always obvious. It's becoming what's the word? It's becoming what's that word that I want to say? Predictable. It's
Very
becoming
predictable.
predictable.
So see, Gagi, I'm not a fan of. To start with, I'm not a fan of impact player rule. Cricket has always been a game of 11 versus 11. It can never be 12 versus 12. So from that point of view, and it is stalling the progress of Indian all rounders, Indian players. It has been stalling the progress, but we have to deal with it for one more season because the IPL governing council will review it before the next cycle, which starts from 2028. For the current right cycle, it will stay. So one more year. I'm never a fan of this, but yes, sometimes it can be confusing. Who could be your impact sub? who could be your impact sub. It is not like football where you can brought in five players off the bench, and according to your system, according to your tactics, according to match situation, you can change. It is one, so it can be a bit confusing for the. But I think, as far as Chennai Super Kings are concerned, as with regards to this game, there should not be any confusion at all in terms of picking their foreigners, in terms of picking their overseas players. They will have to pick Akil Hussain. Noor Ahmed is already there, and Jamie Overton. Jamie Overton, because Dewald Brevis is 50-50 for this game. Maybe from next game onwards, he would be available. I don't know whether he would push the envelope this game. He is 50-50 because he has started to building his batting load. Last only just 3 days ago, he started to build his batting load. So Akil Hussain, Jamie Overton, and Noor Ahmed. That should be the three overseas players for them. If they want to pick another overseas player, that is fine. That is up to them. But these three have to be there. They have they have bungled with their team selection. They have bungled with their batting order for the first two matches. Now, not everything is lost. What Matt Henry is doing, or he has been offering as a bowler, Jamie Overton can do that as well. And Jamie Overton will bring serious batting quality down the order. Akil Hussain is someone who can bowl, sorry, in the power play, and he will fire the ball in. He will fire the ball in, and he is someone who has plenty of T20 cricket experience. So when you have missed, you can do nothing about missing out on Nathan Ellis, which is a big blow, I know. And they have replaced him with Spencer Johnson. And once again, I'm not too sure why Spencer Johnson is not there in the mix. Is he not fit? If he is not fit, why, on which ground did Chennai Super Kings bring him in? That is a question for the CSK management to answer. But as far as today's game is concerned, and and from the players that are available, Noor Ahmed, Akil Hussain, and Jamie Overton have to be there as their overseas players.
Yes, Ashok.
So I just wanted to make a counter point of view to the impact player thing, which is that, and it's a question also to Shomik, which is that look at what's happening in the first 1 week of the IPL edition this year. A lot of foreign players contracted to play are unable to come in and play either because of injury or because the local cricket board has not given them the NOC. Under the circumstances, my argument would be that the impact player rule actually helps the team to stabilize in the early days, in the early weeks of the IPL, and therefore, it kind of acts as a patching up a little bit of a bowling weakness or a little bit of a batting weakness for the teams. And if used well, it can be actually a source of competitive advantage. Perhaps one way to look at the impact player rule is that you kind of allow a window, and this is just out of the blue, out of the box thinking that I'm doing, that you allow a window where you allow this to be done from this perspective, that you're allowing the teams to settle in and find their feet, but then knock it off in other parts. Just a random thought, but I've been thinking about some of the changes, and I see merit. Where Gujarat Titans, for example, have used, or Rajasthan Royals, if you saw the last match, I think they've used the impact player rule pretty well, and it's helped them to make up for that key player whom they're not able to use.
Shawshani, do you think it's time for CSK to make some changes in the batting order, or do you think it's too early?
No, I think it's too early, Gargiri, because see, Sanju Samson, he has not scored runs in the first two matches for CSK, but given the fact that he was in excellent form in the during the World Cup, and Sanju Samson is a world class player, so the top order I think should remain the same. Even with Rituraj Gaikwad, he he definitely is the captain, so he deserves a spot in the team. Ayush Matre in the first match, we saw that he was not being able to score runs, but then again, he stood up for his team and he scored 73 runs. And then you have someone like a Shivam Dubey. So Sarfaraz Khan is also there, and Prashant Veer. We all know how exceptional Prashant Veer has been during the domestic season. So I don't think the batting is a concern for CSK, but the bowling is, because even if the batters they put up some runs, it is the bowlers who have to go out there and defend those runs, and I think that is where CSK have been struggling in the previous two matches.
Okay, MRX. L8M is saying LSG have 7 batters and 5 bowlers with using impact player, poor combination, and don't have all rounders either. Shomik?
See, Gargi, I haven't watched LSG's first game. I was out on an assignment. I didn't watch the first game. So, whatever my observation regarding LSG will have to be based on this game. And one game is just a very small sample size. So, we have to wait. Yes, they did. What I saw in the first game, they didn't bat well. They didn't bat well, and that was the problem. Their strength lies in the top order, and if the top order, once again, it is pretty similar like Sunrisers Hyderabad. They have serious firepower in that top order. Um, if the top order fires, then on this pitch, if it is once again, if it is a traditional Hyderabad pitch, if even if Sunrisers Hyderabad post around 220, 240 and 250, LSG have the wherewithal to chase it down if the top order fires. So I will like to reserve my comment. And one game is always a very small sample size. But Gargi, with your permission, I have a question for Ashok. Ashok, I have been thinking about this. Is T20 cricket in India reaching a saturation point, or if it hasn't already reached a saturation point?
Um, how do you mean saturation? I mean, do you mean it from a viewership perspective? From a viewership perspective, the answer is
Viewer,
no,
view,
because
yes, yeah, viewership,
yeah,
viewership perspective, and also buzz.
sorry, viewership perspective and
Also from the perspective of creating a buzz.
so I looked at the numbers for viewership for the first 7 or first 8 matches. It is 10% up over last edition of the IPL. So even on the back of a pretty big T20 World Cup that just went by a few weeks earlier, if you're still able to go 10%, it means that viewership and engagement both look really, really attractive. I don't see that as an issue. I think I've been looking at some data to try and figure out what is changing, and my hypothesis is that the rules of the game are changing much faster than what it used to be earlier in this format, and therefore that question about that impact player rule comprehension by some of the franchises, are they understanding it? Are they utilizing it? I think that comes from there, which is that is the format changing very, very fast. Stephen Fleming, for example, went out and put it out there saying that the role of the finisher in the T20 format is over. I think the reason we're not debating that point, but I'm saying the reason why these comments are coming up is that the format is evolving much more faster than any of the other formats. I think franchises are taking that much of time. Even fans will take that much of time to keep up, I think. But I don't think that it's reached saturation. On the contrary, I think it's pivoting around to becoming far more engaging, frankly.
Okay, so now final round of questions. I'm going to ask you predictions for the second game, CSK versus RCB. Shorjani, I'll start with you. Do you think it's a very predictable answer that it's going to be RCB, considering how CSK is doing right now?
Definitely, but again, my predictions have gone wrong so far, so I don't know what to say. I mean, my heart is saying it's going to be RCB. We all know it's going to be RCB, but I'm going to say CSK because what if I end up saying RCB and they end up losing? So I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to say CSK so that RCB wins at the end.
She's reverse jinxing.
Reverse, yes, exactly.
Yeah. She's reverse jinxing. Shomik, your thoughts?
LSG have made a brilliant start. I mean, fantastic captaincy from Rishabh Pant. The way Shami has dismissed Abhishek Sharma, wide outswinger and a fly slip. Not a conventional slip, but a fly slip. Brilliant setup and brilliant execution. So, initially, the first round of the opening, just the opening gambit, it has gone in favor of, getting rid of Abhishek Sharma for a duck. It's a huge thing on this pitch. But still, I would say it is just uh, Sunrisers Hyderabad will just have that edge.
Ashok?
I guess, Gargi, you asked about the second match, right? RCB versus CSK. 2 points to make. One, I was there at the first game that they played against Sunrisers Hyderabad, and I made a mistake because RCB is actually playing their second game only, right? Which is that they've actually taken a break of 7 to 8 days, and now they're playing their second match. Chinnaswamy is interesting because it's going to be a mix of fans. The CSK fans travel in, and it's going to be a mix of both the RCB and CSK fans here, and that makes it even more competitive than, let's say, a Chepauk kind of a situation. But if you look at the way they are looking in terms of the team strength and the way they are looking in terms of confidence, I would say an RCB 60 and a CSK 40.
Oh,
All right. Yeah.
Gargi, regarding the second game, I didn't give my prediction, but
Yeah,
today
exactly.
I'm sticking my neck out and saying CSK will win, provided they
Wow.
get their provided they get their team combination right. I'm backing uh, Sanju Samson to eventually come in his element.
If Trisha was here, you'd have a lot to hear right now. My prediction is RCB winning.
Percentage and decimal.
No, no, no. We're not doing all that. We don't have time for that. But I think it's 70-30.
Okay, RCB.
CSK 30%. Yes, RCB 70%.
Okay,
The
okay.
12th man will be the crowd. That will be the difference. So that's
Let's
what I
see.
think that, yeah, let's see. That brings us to the end of the match. Thank you so much. End of the show.
End
Ashok,
of the
thank you.
show.
Shomik, thank you, and Shorjani as well. We'll be back at the end of the match of the second match, not the first match, second match. So don't forget to join us then. Till then, enjoy the two games coming your way. We'll be back very soon.